I'm Rob Van Dam. The whole show.
Yeah, what's up? It's Dominic D'Angelo. It is RVDTV.com. It is on RVD's YouTube channel. And guess what? Guess who is here? It's RVD and KP.
We're here.
Yes, we're here. We're back, everybody. Good to see you guys. And good to be live with everybody in the chat here, too. We got some of the regulars. Maddie's here. Jem the Dawn is here. We got Triple E in the house. So many folks in here. Maddie already gifted a membership already. Jeez. Thanks, Maddie. Holy smokes.
Wow, that's so nice.
Oh, man. Maddie, you're the man. You're the man. You guys are the man and the woman. It's good to see you guys again.
You too.
Thanks. So, what's new? You guys been traveling around and doing a whole bunch of different stuff. We got a lot of covered this week.
Yeah, we do have a lot of catching up to do.
Yeah. Let's start with what's the update on the twins? Anything, Katie?
Yeah, we heard their heartbeats today. We had a doctor's appointment and everything sounds and looks great. And I've been shopping for the babies today, so it's getting like so real. Like we have like little baby bouncers and stuff in our house now.
What's been your favorite thing to shop for that you got for them so far?
My favorite. Well, at first it was kind of stressful because I'm like picking out the big stuff, like the crib and the car seat, so it takes a lot of research. But my favorite stuff is like the cute clothes, like Barbie themed things. And the little toys, it just melts my heart thinking about that there's going to be babies in there soon.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Sorry, not to change the subject, but I was just thinking we were at WrestleCon, and then we were at Hogan's funeral, and then we were in Bawwwston at the Fan Expo. So yeah, we're a little worn out from being on the road and recuperating. Glad to be home for a minute.
Yeah. Someone said twin dragon singlets. That's what I said for their first Halloween for Saba. The baby we're naming after Sabu should wear a little turban like Sabu, and then the other baby should wear a little airbrush onesie, so they would look like a little tag team.
Oh heck yeah! You gotta get Joe Holland to do it for you.
Yeah,
they get the airbrush onesie.
Definitely.
That's awesome. So it's Saba. That's gonna be the name?
Yeah, Saba is one of
it.
them. It means queen, and it's all like the girl version of Sabu.
Oh, that's so awesome.
Yeah.
Saba-dabba-doo. That's got my nickname already.
Saba-dabba-doo.
Saba-dabba-doo.
Yeah.
Just thought of
it. Well, yeah. Let's start with let's start with the Hogan funeral. But Fonzie talked about it yesterday too. Let's get Rob. Let's get your.
He said he wasn't there, right?
Huh?
He said he wasn't there, right?
Oh, he was there.
He was there.
Yeah, you didn't see him?
I did see him, and I did see him, but only for half a second, and then we never saw him again. So she didn't believe he was there, and I was convinced too that I was like, that was so weird because we were all mingling afterwards, and there was some people in between us. Clear as day, I saw him there, and I thought I was going to make my way over to him, and then it just never happened. But you just confirmed it because she was gaslighting me, telling me it's all in my head, and I'm losing it, and it's getting hit in the head.
He said if Fonzie was there, he would have found us.
Yeah, we really had ourselves convinced that I was just fucked up or mistaken. But
well, the funny thing is, Rob, is because I texted him last week because I was like, "Hey, you want to do the show this week?" And I didn't even think and then he was the one who told me that Hogan's funeral was that night, and I was like, "Oh, okay." And so I was like, "Yeah, no worries. We'll just wait till next week or whatever, And then it didn't even dawn on me till after the fact that I was like, Rob's probably there. And so
afterwards, like everything kind of flooded out into a main lobby / hallway, for lack of a better word for it. And it was kind of overwhelming because it was just like, oh, hey, I didn't know you were here. Hey, hey, it's X-Pac. Hey, bro, I didn't know you were here. And, dude, and that's when I was like, whoa, I see Fonzie over there. Cool. But I never saw him again. Just a flash for like 2 seconds. So that's what happened.
I can't believe we're in the same place as Fonzie and we didn't hang out. Like, that's y'all are best friends.
Did he say he saw me, motherfucker?
No, he didn't. He didn't say that. No, I just assumed. I assumed that you guys saw each other and hung out or whatever, So, but yeah, the list that was there, it's like I heard, Vince obviously said something there. Triple H, Nash, I heard was there. There was like a whole bunch of big.
List,
yeah.
We like when we came in, it was already like it had already started, and we sat down, somewhere near the back, and then it was just a big dark room. So most of the people we didn't see until we got out into that lobby area, or later on, some people at the Hogan's Hangout.
So what was obviously it's a sad situation and a sad occasion, but was it kind of like a celebration of life in a lot of ways after the fact, or how did that kind of go when it, when you guys hung out afterward and stuff like that?
Well, I mean, there was the normal, conversation and mingling. It's the word I was looking for. At the church, and then when it came to Hogan's Hangout, like not everybody was there, and of course a lot of people were, and some people were there that I don't know if they were at the other thing. I guess they probably were. Yeah. But anyway, I mean, there was, I guess, not a lot different than a normal day, except it's, you always say, hey man, it's great to see you. I wish it could have been a different occasion or a better occasion. Like, that's just like something that's like expected, with every contact.
Right. Yeah, no, because I mean, it's just that I thought about too, just like all you guys together and everything like that, and obviously it's sad to be there and what's the situation, the circumstances surrounding it all, but like but everybody appreciated and loved Hogan too, so I could imagine that was a nice experience in that kind of way, where it's just like, hey, we're all sharing in the same kind of grief kind of thing at the same time. But
yeah. Both ups. There was like during the service there were some really sad parts, and then there was like some uplifting parts too in the speeches.
Right. Yeah. No, like even when I was talking to Fonzie yesterday about it, he was even getting a little emotional talking about it, I think, and, just expressing like how much Hogan meant to him and stuff too. So I could only imagine how it was for a lot of people too, so.
Yeah. So for Nick.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. It was nice to see him get put on WWE, like and show him a couple times on there too when he was at.
And by the way, like we really like Sky. We get along with her really well, and so it's something that I would like to put out there, just because it seems like she gets beat up in the media, and I can't say that I'm privy to every little secret at that fucking close range, of a relationship and shit like that. But I can say that she's really sweet. We, it seemed like Hulk really loved her, and I know what that's like when you got somebody that you want to do everything for and put everything into, and I think a lot of people can't relate to that. So I think that's a contributing factor anyway to them just looking at it from a uglier perspective on the outside.
Right. I mean, like you just think about, obviously there was the Hogan Knows Best show, so people associate that with not just Hogan, but like the whole family. And so like, what if that moves on and you hear about all the him remarrying and all that thing. And then, Brooke, I know, mentioned, about Sky and stuff like that, but she also spoke positively of her too. So it's, but yeah, there's that misnomer, I think, that gets pitched out there. So I'm glad you did say something about her too, because, I've heard good things about her too, so it's good to know that for sure. So
yeah, I mean, it's easy from the outside to just be like, dude, come on, man. She's like this much younger than he is. Like, they're only together. She's only been there for one reason, and that's. I'm not gonna try to talk someone out of that that's got that ugly perspective, whether they have any, evidence or not. But that's a quick, easy jump to that basic thinkers can relate to when they can't relate to actually finding someone that you feel like is your soulmate and that you would want to have everything with anyway,
Right. And like you guys said too, Hulk had such a energy and vibe about him that he just felt like a younger person. It didn't feel like he aged that much, even in his older age and stuff like that. It just, so there's that aspect of it.
I happen to also be a fan of marrying younger women.
Yeah, that too. There you go.
It can work out fucking perfect.
That's it, right? Well, we got a couple super chats already in here. Maddie is a couple, and then we have Seth, and then we have Frankie. Let's hit Seth first because he gave us $20.
Hey, Ballin!
Man. He says, "What's up, RVD and Katie? Glad to catch a live. Biz has picked up for Venus Beach Dub Club, and I've been missing the Van Dam fam. Sending good vibes. Looking forward to the Sabu doc. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. By the way, props to Sami Zayn for doing the Sabu pose every Raw. Yeah, have you noticed that? Sami's been tributing Sabu every match he's had.
That's awesome.
Cool.
Yeah, that's Sami Zayn is.
Yep, Sami Zayn is. He's doing the dive, the Arabian moonsault to the outside, and then he always points up. It's really, really cool.
Nice.
Yeah. So.
And shout out to Venice Beach Dub Club with the new album out.
Yeah, shout it out to Seth. Yeah, guys, look him up if you can. Go Venus Beach Dub Club. He's on YouTube. Check out Instagram as well. Support him, man, because he does some great stuff. Really, really good.
Nice guy, and his music is really great.
Yes.
Katie just realized that I didn't follow him on Instagram, so she followed, and so now I see that he's seems a lot busier than he was when I wasn't following him.
That's it.
Yeah, and also follow Rib Shots on Instagram.
Yeah.
Do you see that? Do you follow him? Do you get those cartoons?
I follow him, but I don't get they don't pop up on my feed that much. So I gotta seek them out. But I'll try to make it in my algorithm where I'll go click on them, and hopefully that'll charge up the algorithm to put them in my feed.
Something happens to the Mob Museum for me. I don't know why, but I never ever see their shit. But
really, yeah, it's the frustrating thing.
Is just I love the animated.
Yeah,
they're so funny. Seeing, and there's a little hidden detail in there sometimes, like on the back wall or whatever. You gotta find. But I love just seeing the Ultimate Warrior sitting in the chair telling stories.
Right. No, it's a neat animation too. I gotta check it out for sure. Heck yeah. But yeah, that Sabu trailer is awesome. The new one. And the announcement of the documentary.
I guess we should have played it on the podcast.
Yeah.
Or you got it.
I didn't even think it.
No.
We can play it next week.
We'll play it next week. Because it's
September 15th is when it's going to be out on Kinescope, which I believe will have it out on multiple platforms.
Heck yeah. Maybe we can get Joe Clark on before before it airs or something.
Yeah, he's a busy boy, but we might be able to do that. And we're talking about whether we want to do a screening or not. And I think if we do, I would only want to do it before it comes out. I don't know. It's like a month away, so it's gonna be pretty quick.
Yeah, that's the thing too.
It's gonna
be some good stuff. Already the setup and everything. It looks really captivating. And obviously, we'll get a dive into Sabu and all that stuff more so.
Super raw as behind the scenes as you can go. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
I learned a lot about Sabu from it too.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Man, I believe it.
One that was in his life regularly, so I know fans will learn a lot about him.
Yeah, that's it. And that's the thing too. Like when we talk about with Hogan, everybody has a viewpoint about like how they perceive somebody, but like there's so much more to people behind, what you see them entering out in the arena, so that's going to be the neat thing about it too.
Something I learned without giving spoilers is how much he really loved wrestling. I didn't realize how much he loved it.
Yeah.
Well, seeing like him talk about his last match and stuff and his perspective on it, it was like really inspiring to see how he felt about it.
Yeah. I actually just posted a clip from Fonzie from yesterday about Fonzie saying that Sabu, and I knew Sabu already wanted to have one more match after that match, but I didn't know. Fonzie mentioned that he wanted to have it in Tokyo, and I did not know that was his plan next.
Yeah, Fonzie already had T-shirts made and everything. He gave us one that says, Sabu and Fonzie. I don't know. It's for the Japan tour that didn't happen. And Sabu talked to me, about having a match as well, of course. And he was still open to it. That's why I don't like the idea of me saying, okay, I'm going to retire after this such and such match, because too often that barrier is breached, and it's just another gimmick, It's like another gimmick to sell tickets for that night. Sometimes it seems like. So I don't want that to be the case with me.
Well, you were part of the most famous retirement match on the card of the famous retirement match with Terry Funk. Like I remember that one being like the big one. Oh, Terry's retiring, okay, and sure enough, he wasn't retiring.
Right. Am I putting the boots to you?
Yes.
What?
It's a video.
Oh no!
Oh no! What?
I just gave it the wrong thunder.
It's so mean. I would never want to ever take your moves.
Yeah.
Is that on YouTube?
Oh my god!
Get up and twerk.
That was brutal.
Yeah.
Guys, enter the room dick first. Big Dick Dudley dick first. Blue Chew isn't just a tablet. It's a cheat code for your crotch. Stronger, harder, longer lasting, like someone gave your downstairs a pep talk and a gym membership. Blue Chew is the original brand offering chewable tablets for better sex. Guys, this isn't about performance. This is about legacy or third legacy. Give our group chat something to talk about. When you lay it down, they're talking about how it gets up. Nothing makes you more of a legend than a little Blue Chew. Discover your options at BlueChew.com. And we got a special deal for our listeners. As always, get your first month of Blue Chew free. FREE. Just use promo code RVD at checkout and pay $5 for shipping. That's it. Join Blue Chew's mission to upgrade humanity one thrust at a time. Head to BlueChew.com for details and safety info. And big thanks to Blue Chew for sponsoring One of a Kind with RVD.
I told you, pay attention next time.
Dang it. Wow.
Yeah.
Who made that match?
Right.
This pen is brought to you by Indo Stick, by the way.
Indo Stick. Ooh, look at that.
People always want to know what I'm smoking. I just have a pen with a cartridge on it, which I haven't smoked just a battery with a screw-on cartridge in like so long, but we have boxes of stuff so that's brand new that people give us. Anyway, point behind that, I can tell you what I'm smoking right now for all you that are interested. And it's sour cream rosin. That's what's in the cartridge. Sour cream rosin. And our baby's already asked, and I said, no. No, not yet.
Well, there we go. There's some added insight. Yeah, everybody's always asking Rob what he's smoking.
I never know, but now I do.
Yep. Now he does. So So there you go, everybody. If you guys smoke them, if you got them, everybody, do it. Ooh, Rib Shots in the chat. He gives you the rock sign. Boom. So
Awesome.
shout out Rib Shot. Follow him on Instagram.
He's gonna start hopefully doing some of our podcast anime.
Nice.
Oh, cool.
Says he's got a whole bunch of ideas, and it sounds pretty fucking good to me.
Ooh, that'd be nice.
Yeah.
Heck yeah. I'll keep my eyes peeled for that then for sure. Let's see. Kyle Z, want to give him a shout out. He's a member. He's been a member for over the month. So good to see you, Kyle Z. Appreciate you hanging on out. Let's see. We got plenty of super chats already in here, so we'll hit them up here real quick. Maddie, this is a good one here. Thanks for the $2. Yeah.
Thoughts on Killer Cross?
Yeah. Thoughts on Killer Cross? RVD, see any parallels?
Look, I'll go first.
Okay. Yeah, go, Katie.
Killer Cross and Scarlett. I love Scarlett since we started wrestling at the same time together. And we did tours in India together, and I had so much fun in our matches and also with her as a person. I just always say she's my favorite woman in wrestling. So, and they were at our wedding, and I just love them. I just love them so much.
Yeah, he's super dude, from firsthand experience, great guy, but also he's like super over. I don't know about any parallels. I don't recognize the parallels that maybe are asked about. I don't know, but except when I was there at WWE, I was the guy that the fans felt like the office doesn't see. I'm being held back. Everyone's pushing for me. Like, seemed like everyone had an RVD sign. With him, I understand he sold the most T-shirts, right? At one arena or the.
It was online sales.
It was online.
Either way, that's huge. But anyway, when I was there was always talk that there was one guy in the office that said, no, Rob's not the right guy to go with. And whoever that guy was, Triple H, he had enough leverage to where other people fell in behind and went with that decision, So in that respect, I can see parallels because he definitely seems like, regardless of his popularity, that they're not capitalizing with them, and so there's that. But it also seems like, from what I can see, it seems like they're really like fucking with them, and I don't know why. I have no idea what it's about, but I saw where he said his contract was up and they gave him a renewal offer, but he had 24 hours to do it and wouldn't answer any questions about it. So that automatically sounds like they're fucking with him. I mean, I'm already trying to think, like, is there possible factors that we don't consider? Like, maybe it had to be 24 hours because they were leaving to go overseas, and if he was going to stay on the schedule and not change anything, then they were going to need him to sign that because he was already off contract. I'm trying to think of, possibilities that basic thinkers aren't going to think of. Maybe there was a reason because he didn't want time off and something like that. I don't know, but it sounds like they're not. I don't know, not acquiescing to his perceived demand, and that's where it gets into a deep conversation, because, like I said, I was in that position. There's always people, was our truth in that? Is he the exception? Because I was telling Katie not to be pro or negative on any in particular talent, but just trying to take as open mind of a perspective as I can, because I certainly see the situation different now than I did when it was me in the wrestling boots, and I felt like I was being held back. Now, having a bigger picture, I look at it like if you legitimize the guy's position that doesn't see you being there, then whether it's personal or business, it's still business and it's valid. And that guy certainly has the position to call those shots. So if you look at it that way, everybody wants to look at wrestling as being completely scripted. They want to make it so scripted. What other scripted show, weekly show, can you imagine where the audience is telling the producers that their favorite actors would be better for those spots than the actors that the producers choose?
Right. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's like I was saying, like 2.5 Men, a little outdated, but it was a popular fucking scripted weekly show. Can you imagine all the fans saying, man, Ashton Kutcher is fucking, Charlie's cousin, man. He's the fucking, you don't know what you're doing. You're missing out. But, with our truth possibly being an exception, usually it might not matter if your character, your presence is not seen in the vision of the writer for that show. If they don't see you as being part of their vision, then boom, you're fucked. And it can be frustrating, and for fans too, they can say, no, this is bullshit, man. He deserves to be there. But again, look at another scripted show. Look at The Wire and imagine, a bunch of actors saying, man, Scott Baio needs to be on this show. You guys don't know what the fuck you're doing. You're blind.
I want Scott Baio in Baltimore. I want him with Omar.
You know what I mean? Like it's like they have a vision. That's what's weird. I mean, and you can argue, well, there's so many spots. It seems like they could work out something for him. I get that, but if you look at it like I just said, then maybe that's one way to make sense of it.
Well, I'm kind of paraphrasing what Cross said too. I am paraphrasing because he mentioned that he's like, you should always listen to the fans. He's like, it's okay if you like tease them and wait for it, but like if the fans want something, you should give it to them. Like in a lot of ways. Do you go by that philosophy a lot of the times, Rob? Or how do you feel about that?
I think there are no absolutes, and I don't think that would necessarily be a rule in my book. I don't think it's necessary. No, I think, if you let the fans run the show, then you're giving them too much control. I mean, you're there you're there. I'm there as an artist to express myself, and that's what I get out of it, is being able to say, like, boom, this is the way I do it, like it or leave it. What do you think? I don't want to be, like, Rob, you should do more karate chops and stuff. Well, you think so? I mean, when you start out and I don't know who I am, when you're in that phase, then all the advice is relevant and stuff like that. But are you a show that's coming to town selling tickets to show the fans, or are you an interactive audience participation game show?
Right. Yeah, if you have an agenda, like I understand, like there might be like a groundswell for people or a story or something to that effect where you maybe have to adhere to the winds of change. But a lot of the time you got to stay the course of what your game plan is. Because if you're shifting on, what the fans are doing from, this to that, you're not going to have a consistent and good story, or you build a star in the right, proper fashion too, in a lot of ways, I think.
Yeah. I mean, it's circumstantial.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's the right thing to do is to, be on your toes, quick to adjust. And other times it's like, just wait till they see what I got in store for them. And that's the right move. Right.
Exactly. Well, I see another parallel with you and Cross is the innovativeness. Like your in-ring innovation obviously stands out and like transcended a lot of the business. And then I look at what Cross does when it comes to like how he presents himself, like video stuff, and like, you know, trying to come up with different ways to highlight him and elevate him a little bit more. And so like he does the hustle of what's online. Even when he wasn't with WWE, he'd make like movies and like stuff with Kevin Sullivan and stuff like that. And I always think like that's a really way that a lot of modern wrestlers should be trying to promote themselves more. And Cross is somebody that was really at the forefront of that, I think. So that's another parallel I could maybe think of in a certain way, is the innovativeness.
It's really captivating.
Mm-hmm.
I was telling Bob he could be an actor too.
Right. Oh yeah, 100%. 100%.
I can see that too.
Yeah.
Sure.
No doubt about it. He's got a great look too and everything. Scarlett too, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So fascinating stuff. What do you think about the idea of this is all like a big elaborate work? Like
someone in the comments said it's a work.
Yeah, I'm hearing that a lot, that it's a work. But I mean, there's so much stuff too where they're accepting bookings. They got tees on Pro Wrestling Tees now. There's several other things.
Their theme song down.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Their theme songs are down. They're on the alumni page. You name it. It's like, it sounds like they're gone, but everybody's like, oh, it could be a work though.
Right. Like Seth Rollins was out for an injury and then he came back suddenly.
Yeah.
He's surprises in wrestling.
Yeah.
They both seem to be respectable hustlers. You know what I mean? Like working hard, trying to make everything work, and going. You know, they seem to love the business, and they seem to hit a lot of obstacles. You know, there's some people like that, like Chelsea Green.
Yeah.
Seems like one of those. And her, what's his name? Her husband, boyfriend?
Matt Cardona.
Yeah. He's, you know, they both seem like they're out there hustling, you know, we're working hard, and that's always a respectable quality, you know, in the business. And it seems like when they work that hard and they're talented, and there's like an almost unexplainable resistance that just keeps like popping up, and they don't let it stop them, and they just, you know, keep like, you know, moving around it like you got to do with obstacles, and figure out how to keep the flow going. You know, like that's really admirable, and it seems like that's been their story. So as far as like it being a work, you know, it just seems like they've been on that ride for a while.
Right.
Yeah, getting released, let back, then released.
Yeah. And the thing is too, I think either way, it's like a win for those guys, like for Scarlett and Cross, because if you come back to WWE, hopefully they use you in the right manner and you're a big star and you get elevated even further. But at the same time too, like he's already upped his value, like going out and being a free agent and doing what he wants in the grand scheme of it all too, because of how he exited. I think that documentary was awesome. Like that.
Yeah.
You know?
We'll listen to it.
Yeah, it was really, really good and like really well done. It's just like, man, what a smart thing to do. If you know you're maybe on the outs with somebody and, you know, you just document your exit and then you show it, and then that elevates you on the scene to do other things in other promotions or movies or whatever it may be too. So.
Yeah. For a while, it seemed like they had like an open relationship with WWE because they would do shows outside of WWE, which normally that's not allowed. Like the Chris Bay benefit show I did, like Cross wrestled on it.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot he did that. Yeah. See, that's cool. He
did other signings outside of WWE for his book.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that was, yeah. And then WWE even promoted his book like the Tuesday before SummerSlam. It was on NXT. They promoted his book. So yeah, it's an interesting thing. But I've always loved Cross. I loved his look and what he did and stuff like that. And him and Scarlett are just like this power couple. That's it's a cool vibe. They got a cool vibe going. So yeah, for sure. Hey, let's talk a little bit about Get Blitzed. That's right. When Get Blitz teamed up with WWE Hall of Famer, NWO founder, and movie star Kevin Nash, alongside his Click This podcast partner and kayfabe king Sean Oliver, Mickey Ray Sinatra and Courtney Sinatra weren't just slapping a name on a can. They were building a THC drink worth remembering. It couldn't be just another effing seltzer. So they made something smoother, faster, creamier, and absolutely legendary. That's right. It is such a good drink. You can get the Kevin Nash Key Lime Pie, and let's talk a little bit about that. They didn't just slap Kevin Nash's name on a can and call it a collab. Get Blitz has been supporting Click This, the Kevin Nash podcast, with the king of kayfabe commentaries himself, Sean Oliver, for almost 2 years now. They've been rocking with the Outsiders long before the drink dropped, so when the time came to create something together, it wasn't forced, it was fate. This is more than a partnership, it's a collision of legends. They teamed up with the 7-foot Oz-like icon himself and his longtime co-host Sean Oliver to make a THC drink that fans would actually feel, not some gimmick. It hits like a jackknife powerbomb, tastes like a lime cheesecake in a can, creamy, citrusy, hard-hitting, you know what, just too sweet. It was flavored and formulated by Mickey Ray Sinatra and Courtney Sinatra in a collaboration with Nash and Oliver. This isn't just branding, it's a handcrafted flavor experience built from the ground up. And we, at One of a Kind with RVD, have a special deal for our listeners. If you use promo code RVD, you can get yourself your own can of Get Blitz Lit Aid, the Kevin Nash Key Lime Pie, or the Sean Oliver Raspberry. Try that out too. If you want a little bit of details about what you get in a can, you get a 5 milligram real Delta 9 THC per can, hemp-derived and federally legal. Nano-emulsified, which hits you harder, with water-soluble THC for fast, smooth absorption. It's a 5 to 15 minute onset, no waiting, no guessing. It's a flavor that slaps. Backed by legends like Kevin Nash, Sean Oliver, and not cartoon animals. Hey, it's also backed by RVD too. So like I said, give it a try. Go to get-blitz.com. Get-blitz.com. Use promo code RVD. Get 15% off. Try yourself one of those Get Blitzed cans, courtesy of Kevin Nash. All right, we got a whole lot more questions here, so let's get to them. Here's a good one from Frankie Terrizzo. Thanks for the $2. Mm-hmm. Rob, how did you and Dango become friends?
We became friends in 6th grade in Penfield Middle School. And it was in biology class. We had to dissect the frogs and all that gross stuff. We would talk a lot and started getting to know each other there. And then we became inseparable eventually. So it was just at school, and then we bonded over wrestling. You know, some of the first things we did together outside of school. I remember him showing me suplexes and stuff because he had wrestled for the school and he did some stuff. And
in middle school, that's young.
Yeah, I know. I actually had a wrestling in 1st grade. Like it was.
Oh my god!
Yeah, it was something like you tried out for if you wanted to.
So cute.
It was probably like so many week crash course or something. I don't really remember. But
1st grade is so young. That's Andrew's age.
I remember like learning how to do like what I would call like a judo throw, like grabbing the arm and putting your hip into it. And I used to do that to everybody on the playground. I did that to Mike Rankin, and he was pissed because he got hurt when he hit the ground. And
that's so young to teach kids.
You're just judo throwing kids in the recess parking lot.
Right.
Yeah. I guess we had it young because Dango did some competing above what I did, but we were at the Battle Creek Gun Club. That was the first job that we had, loading clay pigeons onto the
skeeters.
Yeah, the arm that would throw it when they would go pull. They would go shoot it. Shooters, yeah. And we would wrestle there, like at the gun club in the grass. I remember that.
And ride your bikes to each other's houses.
Eventually, yeah. And we didn't even live near each other, but Battle Creek was just that safe at the time, and where we would ride all day. And he probably lived 6-7 miles from my house, probably.
There's no part of Battle Creek he did not cover with his bicycle.
True.
Yeah.
True.
How big is Battle Creek in area?
Not really sure what to compare it to. It has several. I think there's like 60,000 people in the city, I think, and there's several school districts. So I went to Penfield. There's Harper Creek. There's Lakeview. There's St. Joseph, I think, was like a Catholic or something. There's what was the Urbandale, Battle Creek Central. When I was there, that's where like all the black kids went to Battle Creek Central. Like it was, still not lawfully segregated, but everyone lived in segregated areas, kind of like that still. And we had like 1 or 2 black kids in each class, and then it seemed like Battle Creek Central was where all the black kids were back then. And if you were white, then it would be odd at Battle Creek Central. So that's how long ago it was, in the 70s, 80s.
And there probably wasn't even a lot of Vietnamese people other than Dango.
We might not have had another one at our school, maybe. Yeah.
Wow. Was he full-blooded Vietnamese, or was he a mix?
Half. His half. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, I'm sure I'm leaving out a lot of several school districts that we would play like for football and stuff that were all part of, the conglomerate of Battle Creek. So maybe I'm not leaving too many out. I can't think of any other ones, but Springfield, boom.
All right. Yeah. So it's a pretty sizable city then, basically.
It's a long bike ride to go all.
Long bike ride.
Did y'all go to WWE shows together?
Yep. Yeah.
Would he wait outside the bars for the wrestlers for pictures like you?
Oh, of course. Yeah. No, we were inseparable. We did that together.
Oh, that's awesome.
The first time that I remember going to a wrestling show at the Kellogg Center, me and Dango, there was somebody else with us, I'm not sure. There was these 2 friends that you probably never hear about, Rob and Brian, that were with us a lot. But they were quiet. They were so quiet. They just spent all night laughing at.
And you're quiet.
Yeah. But they laughed at our ridiculousness because we were crazy and, doing stupid things to make people laugh.
Y'all had the main character energy.
But we're at the Kellogg Center and at our first show. And so this would be the one also that I met Miss T, planted the seed. But before that, during the show, we're watching Tiger Chung Lee wrestle Ivan Putski. And even though Tiger Chung Lee, I think he's Chinese. I'm not even sure about that. But probably not Vietnamese. But we're just young and stupid. And so we were just shouting racial slurs, screaming. He would scream, kill the Polak. And then I would, I'd be like, squash the gook, get the Polak, fuck you, gook. And we were sitting by each other. That was how stupid we were. Like, that was fun for us. And I know people now don't even know what a Polak is, but that was a huge part of growing up. Like, if you were Polish, you were the butt of every joke that had to do with being stupid.
Yeah.
I heard of that because I didn't grow up around Polish people, and I grew up in a different generation, but I never knew people even hated on Polish.
Oh, you didn't know that like it was stereotype that Polish.
Yeah, never.
No,
I never even faced any sort of racism.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a large population in Pittsburgh, isn't there?
Oh, there's a huge Polish big time.
That's where my dad grew up. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
No way. He grew up in Pittsburgh area?
Laurel Hill?
Yeah. I go to the movies over there all the time.
Wow.
Yeah. Holy crap, that's crazy.
Is there a Laurel Hill or just a Squirrel Hill?
there's Troy Hill, there's Polish Hill,
No, there's Squirrel. Is there a
Squirrel
Laurel?
Hill.
I think it's Squirrel. I think I got it mixed up with Laurel Canyon, but yeah, Squirrel Hill.
Squirrel Hill. There's a big Jewish contingency there. That's where a lot of the Jewish people reside there. But,
Well, I think that's where my grandma and grandpa used to live when I was a little kid. We'd go up there and go to Gettysburg. Yeah.
I didn't know that, Rob. That's wild.
Polacks.
Dang, Polacks.
Yeah.
Would people fight over it? Was it like offensive?
I'm sure it was.
Yeah, if you're the kind of person to get offended. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I know, there was so many ethnic slurs for Italians too, like Dagos and Wops.
I've heard of that.
Yeah. And so
everybody wasn't woke yet, I guess.
No, definitely not. Yeah. Wow, that's crazy though. I was gonna ask. So Dango was a big wrestling fan too. Then you guys, that's what you bonded over most. Was wrestling?
Yeah.
Yep. Cool. That's so neat too. Be able to go to shows and stuff with them as kids. That had to be a blast.
And comic books.
Comic books too. Heck yeah.
I don't know if you know this or not, but his son lives here in Las Vegas, and we're close with him. Him and his wife, we hang out with them, and keep in touch with them, and they're like our kids because they're Dango's kids.
Yeah.
He
made a cameo on the show.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yep.
Yeah, we did a run-in one time, and we were doing
yeah. Because you introduced me to him real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty sweet. That's awesome. Shout out to Marco here. Greek Glass, RVD420.com, RVD and 420 fans. Check out RVD420 for our amazing RVD glass products. We already have several products that have sold out, so get them before they're gone for good. Rob, you had the neat one too, the little glass thing that was almost like a drink cup, but it was like you're taking a hit off of it. It was really neat looking. That's the little
yeah.
The quality's so nice on the RVD 420 bongs. Like, I was just admiring them again at Champ Sports when we were holding them, and just all the little details of Rob that they incorporated into the bongs is really nice.
That's so cool.
For the record, Champs Convention and Champ Sports are two different things.
I said Champ Sports?
Yeah.
Oh. I don't know why I added that way. Maybe I was just admiring all the great detail and the quality of the bongs.
Yeah.
Marco's asked if I have any footage from that or anything else to send him, but we didn't. Did we shoot video?
Yeah, you were shooting video.
Did I send you anything, Marco?
It was on it wasn't on your phone. It was on the other guy's phone.
Oh right, yeah. I'm sure he's seen that, which is what he's talking about when I'm hitting
you're right.
McDonald's.
Yeah,
stuff.
I saw it on I think your Instagram stories or something, Rob.
We did something though where, again, with Dango's kid and his wife, where all the glass pieces are in the refrigerator.
Stupid.
And it was so dumb. And the camera was in the refrigerator, so everyone opens it and grabs one by one, and it just turned out so dumb that I don't even want to send it.
That's why I
don't even want to send it.
I try it. It's a fail. This was a waste of time.
You can see us all in line. It's why keep closing the door when this people are
It was a fail.
It would have been it could have been time lapsing if you couldn't see everyone in line waiting to go.
It was worth a try. Let's see. We got a lot of super chats here. Let's do this one.
But I am going to do a video this week. And,
okay.
For Marco.
For Marco. There we go. So there you go. RVD420.com. Check it out, everybody. The Elusive Man. Thanks for the $5. What is your favorite one-on-one match with Sabu? In addition, an in or out of the ring memory or moment with Sabu. So, favorite one-on-one match and one of your out of the ring memory with Sabu.
Man, I liked a lot of them. I don't know, man. I really liked the match we had at TNA. Really, the Hardcore Justice.
Yeah.
I just felt, like we're both pretty much on top of our game. He was a little beat up, but I like that, and that seems like that was maybe the most recent or one of the most recent ones. I don't remember if I wrestled him in WWE. I guess I probably did. Well, no, I did. Nothing really stood out as like classic because they were shorter matches. But I know when I had this stretcher match at the time, I thought that was my favorite match because it was something I hadn't done before. I really thought the concept was cool. And Sabu explained it to me like you get carried all the way out to the dressing room on the stretcher and you lose the match. But if you roll off before you get there, the match continues. And I just thought, wow, that's really cool because a lot of my matches were just normal matches, I guess, and I hadn't been in a lot of storylines where you keep coming back every week with a way to escalate, everything, and that's what that was. So that was really cool. I liked all those matches at that time. The matter of respect matches, and all that. Yeah. In the ring or out of the ring. I like the match that we had in Atlanta on an ECW pay-per-view. Another great match. I love working with him. But what I remember about that is it's one of the few times that I did the corkscrew split leg moonsault or 180 split legged moonsault in the corner on TV, where I'm facing the ring and I jumped up, spun around, hit the split, and did the moonsault on him. And that sometimes it's just little things like that stick out. If everything else in the match is great, and then there's one thing like that sticks out, then that match would be my favorite, at least till I outdo it again because of that. Because there's something that made me excited. Also in that match, Sabu threw up live on pay-per-view.
Oh my god! After what move? What caused that?
I can't remember, but he was on his stomach and he crawled over.
And he threw up outside on the apron.
Yeah.
I felt like I was going to do that a lot of times in the ring.
Did you?
It does happen more. Yeah, like bumping and feeding. Like
It
that
happens.
makes me nauseous sometimes.
Oh man.
Like the running in circles and bumping and jumping right back up just sometimes makes me where I feel like I'll gag, and then but really I don't throw up. I just gag, but I feel like I could throw up.
Yeah. Oh man, yeah, that's rough. No, we watched that match, or we talked about the WrestlePalooza match on, I think our third episode, Rob, actually was the
Okay.
yeah, that was a great match. You and him in Cobb County, Georgia. Yeah, I remember seeing Sabu throw up. He's like, bleh, right on the
He come up on me.
He come up on me. That
was the same night as that New Jack punched Junkyard Dog.
Now, Rob, I heard I asked somebody about that. Maybe it was Danny Doring or somebody, and he said that Junkyard Dog no-sold it, the punch. He was like, it didn't hurt him. Like he acted like it didn't hurt him. Do you remember that?
No, I didn't even see it, but I think that's what I heard too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, but I think he might have got a bloody lip, but he no-sold it,
But he no-sold it. Okay, yeah.
He said, "Fuck you, New Jack."
Yep. JYD. I was a big JYD fan as a kid too.
Come up on me.
I'm from Atlanta, Georgia, and it seems like everybody there is like, I love wrestling. Like Junkyard Dog, like it's like the first person that people name in the South.
Oh yeah. He was so over down there, like in Georgia and New Orleans and stuff like that. Yeah. He was just the Mid-South sensation. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
those were my stomping grounds.
Heck yeah,
in Georgia.
How excited, Katie, were you when they announced at first that WrestleMania was going to be in New Orleans? Like, were you pretty pumped for that?
Well, it's cool going there, but it's way cooler being here in Vegas.
Yeah,
I love going to New Orleans and seeing my friends and going down memory lane, but I also like sleeping in my own bed for the busiest week of our year.
I know, right?
Especially for this year, because this year our babies will be so young. They wouldn't be able to fly, but maybe they'll be able to go this year,
Yeah. And
what the doctor says, if they can go or not. But I'd love for them to go and meet the fans and meet our friends.
it'll be a neat, at least a good matter of convenience for you too. There.
Yeah.
I think we should just keep them in Lovey's crate till they're 4, because they're not gonna remember anything anyway. Till they're like 4.
But the fans already saying, I can't wait to meet the kids and to see them live. So I was like, we're gonna have to bring them to all the signings. It depends how they behave on the plane. If they're good on the plane, they can travel with us. If they're not, they'll probably have to stay home with a babysitter.
Yeah.
Barbie doesn't go.
Yeah.
That's it. You can get Barbie to watch him.
Yeah, Lovey's a good traveler. Lovey,
Yeah, she is. I remember you bringing her. I can't remember where we met up, but it was like, yeah, she was there with you guys, and she was just hanging out.
she'll sleep the whole flight. Where Barbie is opposite. She'll be like clawing at her little doggy bag. So I'm like, never again.
Can't do it. Barbie's more to you, Rob, and Lovey's more to Katie. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's what I thought. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, so Maddie almost got jumped. He told me this in Facebook chat that he almost got jumped by a couple of guys. They thought he broke in his car, and Maddie scared them away with the chainsaw.
Like they leapfrogged them? They leapfrogged them?
Yeah, exactly. They leapfrogged him. But he chased him away with the chainsaw. And so the question Maddie has for you, Rob, have you ever been jumped? Has anybody tried to jump you?
That would suck to be outnumbered and be defenseless. But that hasn't happened to me.
Damn. Yes.
Ooh.
Yeah, I might have told this story because I got knocked out, and I've only been knocked out like this one time, and then another time I was like out on my feet, and that was in a match with Kenny Kingston, where I was on my feet, but I was out and I couldn't remember the match. But this time, I must have been out for a period of time because there was a whole bunch of people around me. Big circle of people outside at a party, and I'm fighting this dude one-on-one, and kept throwing him down. And then I threw him down and I jumped on top of him. And then next thing I know, everything's quiet and everyone's gone. Like there was all these, 30, 40, and then all of a sudden there's just Dango. And I think it was Brian Livingood that was with us, if I'm not mistaken. And maybe one other person, and like everyone's gone. I'm like, whoa, what the fuck happened? And they had to tell me over and over and over and over. I couldn't hold on to the information, but I was on top of the guy and like doing a little like grounding and pounding, and his brother ran up and gave me a football kick under my chin. Yeah. And I never saw it coming, so I didn't even know it happened. But while I'm already out, somebody was holding me up with my arms behind my back, and punching me in the face, like while I'm already out. And some of the guys that I knew that were there let it happen. Dango, of course, jumped in and got beat up too. And afterwards, that became a source of contention because those guys, we all walked around looking for trouble back then, like assholes. Not Brian, but anyway, those other guys, they were like, it just happened so fast. I couldn't do anything. I'm sorry, I didn't even know it was like. And Dango stuck out as diving in, knowing that we were way outnumbered.
That's nice.
Yeah. So he dove in and got beat up too, and I wasn't surprised, but that's the kind of friend that he was. And then I had a big swollen up eye and chipped my tooth. Yeah, and And then, I just kept saying, wait, what? We were at the mall, right? We were going to the mall. And it's, they're going to be, yes, Rob, we were going to the mall. And we met these two girls. And they invited us to this party. I was like, oh. But I kept forgetting every single time. And that was one time when I was jumped. And my tooth is still chipped from it.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, I see it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
It goes down.
Oh, I see it. Yep.
Oh, did your mom ask what happened?
yeah, they let me go out looking for them the next night.
Oh my God, they could have shot you.
I know. It wasn't that kind of world back then,
Yeah.
but anything could have happened though, yeah. And it was a party that everyone knew about the next night. So I went there looking for them and was asking everybody, because I learned the guy's name and he wasn't there. But he's got the same name as like my favorite First Amendment auditor, Jeff Gray.
Oh wow.
And he's the same age. So I always think like, what if that's Jeff
If you're
Gray?
listening, Jeff Gray, Rob will still take your ass on.
Yeah, motherfucker.
Good.
But that was one time. And then there's another time I remember where when I was bouncing at the Wild West in Tampa, Florida, and there was a wedding party and everyone was drunk and they were assholes and everything was about to erupt all night with us bouncers and with them. We kept like kicking them out and they were being assholes, in our face. And there was I remember the groom was in my face saying stuff, and the owner, Marie, was telling me, you can't touch him, Rob, unless he hits you first. And then, and then you can do whatever, but you can't touch him first, and I was just like, oh, come on, you fucking pussy. It was, one of those kind of things. And anyway, at one point I just had enough. And I just grabbed the groom by the chest of his shirt, and I fucking boom, and I pushed him really hard, and he sold it like a bowling ball, and he like slid across the parking lot, and right away someone from behind jumped on me, and they put me in a headlock, and I grabbed the guy's arm, and I just took it off and put it right into a hammer lock. And had him bent over with his arm behind his back and went bam and uppercutted him in the forehead. And I broke my knuckle on his forehead, which I guess you can't tell anymore.
He's like fucked up.
Bam! And that motherfucker stayed out. Like he was out after all the smoke cleared and stuff. But it was a situation then where everyone had to, keep your eyes on a swivel, or keep your head on a swivel, as they say, because we were being jumped, and there was whatever 3 or 4 of us out there, and a bunch of little redneck fucking drunk assholes, and so yeah, those are 2 times that, and there was other situations at the bar too.
Damn.
Yeah.
Wow. Holy smokes.
When I was bouncing.
You're tough, baby.
Well, I was a tough guy to get jumped.
We didn't die.
Man, that's some wild stuff. It's cool though. It's neat. I like though that Dango is like, we're going down together if you're getting jumped, and
Real one.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Literally ride or die.
That's it. Hell yeah.
That's crazy. My parents let me go out. Like I look like the Elephant Man, like with a big swollen up one eye and my teeth and my fat lip and everything. And going out to look for these guys and fight them by myself. I think I was by myself. I don't remember why Dango wasn't with me the second night. I think
his parents might say, hell no.
He might have had a date or something. That's one thing about him is every once in a while he'd choose a girl over me. And then I didn't understand it because I couldn't get a girl to go out with me. So I'd just be like, bros before hoes, man. Nah, like that is so gay.
That's being gay in a negative way. He means gay literally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gays, and you'd rather be around guys than girls, and you're a guy.
And you're a guy.
Oh, he was a lover boy.
And you only want to be with a girl so you can brag to your guy friends about it.
Oh, right. You.
that's the kind of gay. That's the kind of guy, man. Yeah.
That's it. That's the guy. MK, this is not a super chat, but I thought this was a good question to ask. What was your favorite Hogan match? What was your favorite Hogan match, Rob?
I mean, it's hard to top the Andre the Giant match. Like I can't think around that. That was the big moment, and of course, I was there live at the Pontiac Silverdome. That was the most hyped up, and man, he was just so muscular and so big. He looked like he was strong enough to do anything he wanted. So I just love that whole story. You know, we didn't think Andre had ever been slammed before. We didn't even know, at that time. We bought into all that hype. So that one is my favorite match. But I remember, and I have no idea how it would hold up now, but I remember a Saturday night's main event way back when I was a kid when he wrestled Hercules Hernandez. And Bobby Heenan was with Hercules. And that stands out in my mind. Like I liked that match at the time. I don't remember what it was other than Hercules had him in the torture rack and sorry at the end, and there was a debate about whether he gave up or not, and as a fan I was totally into it. But maybe him and the Ultimate Warrior. Well, him and The Rock, actually. Fuck.
Yeah.
You know what? Yeah. There's some great moments there. And from him and The Rock, I think I said on the last show, like I totally need to rewatch that match, but I just remember when I did see it, how it impacted me, the energy that I felt from the crowd and seeing how they were calling for that energy. It was incredible. So I'm gonna go with that one.
Yeah, that's a great one. I know, but you even just rattled off a few there, and it's just like Hogan, not everybody doesn't credit him for being a good wrestler, but he was a great wrestler because he knew what he was doing, and it's just like there's so many good matches that he had, and like a lot of my memorable ones are from even WCW because I was a WCW kid, so seeing him with Goldberg or going up against other people like Macho Man during that time too. Those were highlights for me back then. So it's just, you could pick so many for Hogan. I think he knew how to work a crowd, brother.
Yeah. Penta. No, he didn't work Penta.
You're just saying him because he's on the video.
My favorite, Hogan versus Penta. That's my favorite match too. I think that happened in AAA or something. Okay, Rob, I almost forgot to bring this up, but somebody else, you got to see a couple people over the course of the week. One of them was this guy, Mr. John Cena.
Boom.
How was that experience? What did you guys get to catch up a little bit, or was it just a hey, how are you? Let's get a quick picture, or how'd it go for you?
Yeah, he had a huge line. He drew a lot of fans out Saturday at Bawwwston at the Fan Expo, and huge line. And so we didn't take a whole lot of time, but when he saw us walk into his tent, he stopped and came over and gave us time and hugged. And Katie said, "Can I get a picture of you too?" And
he said, "If that's okay with you."
Yeah. He goes, "If that's okay with you." And I was like, "No, it's not okay." No. And then I went, bam, and my arm looked jacked. And then
it does look jacked, Rob. That's the first thing I noticed. I was like, Rob's arm's massive in that photo.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's good stuff. Good stuff.
Yeah. On your phone, I just texted you a video that I shot a little bit ago in the gym, right before this, and that was in case somebody comments, because people think that one arm is skinny. Like people believe that from that picture,
the photo from that one.
Yeah. And I am right-handed. That is my dominant arm. But somebody I saw someone on the comments that said, "Yeah, I saw RVD in person. You know, one of his arms is way smaller than the other." And anyway, I sent you this video. And I don't know if you can put it up, but
I'm gonna try to. Yeah, I just emailed it to myself, so let's see if I can pull it up.
I think I'm gonna post it and say, "Which arm do you have a problem with?" Because you know, I think when you look in there when I'm working out, that I think probably no. I don't think that one arm is way from the other. But when it comes to pose, though, you know, the one arm is a much better poser than the other one when it comes to doing the RVD. That's because I'm right dominant, and but not when I have resistance and I'm doing pulley curls or anything like that.
Yeah, all right. I have it. Here it is.
Yay!
Yeah.
Look at him.
All right.
This is like an hour ago. before an hour and a half ago. But which arm do you got a problem with? Whoever's thinking, I saw him in person.
Yeah, no, both looks good to me.
I mean, relatively, no. It's probably not a big difference. So.
There we go, guys. We confirmed it. The arms are equal.
But yeah, it's funny though on that one. It's like both of his right arm and my left arm seem to have like locked into each other. It looks like he's got a little nub.
Yeah.
He's got a little nub, and I don't know.
Or like you guys fused together.
Yeah.
You're like Siamese twins now.
Somebody said, wait, I thought they're both John Cena's arms. That's what they said.
Could you imagine he's got a long ass right arm there if that's the
Why
case.
can't people just tell you that your arms around each other? If I do this, you can't see my arms.
I don't know.
Right?
Funny looking picture. People see what they want to see.
Yeah.
That's it. Well, it's cool you got to see him again. That's awesome. You guys had one of the greatest matches of all time together, and there you are.
Yeah, for sure. And I got to say thanks for the house one more time because
Yeah, it was packed.
It was packed.
Oh man, yes it was.
In Boston.
And we saw Bubba Ray.
Yep.
Devon.
Yep.
Oh.
Kurt Angle.
Oh, Kurt's the man.
Spike Dudley.
Yeah,
Spike
Dudley.
Yeah.
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 He'd be awesome to have on here. We should try to get him on.
Yeah, we should definitely do that.
Like,
He's not even in the wrestling world anymore.
Nah, he's out of touch with it, and he didn't know nothing that was going on.
Really, that's great. Good for him.
We should have him on.
Yeah, he'd be great. I saw him on Briscoe and Bradshaw, and he was so funny.
That was my first time meeting him and his wife. And when we told them about the twins, they were so excited. Like, I was tearing up just by their excitement.
Really?
They're really genuine, nice people.
Oh, that's awesome. I love it. I think it's in Beyond the Mat. Yeah, it is Beyond the Mat because he's like all bloody in his faces and he's quoting like Shakespeare or something.
Yeah, that's when he was still at that that wrestling school in California.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That's such a memorable scene for me. I was like, man, Spike's the man.
Yeah.
Somebody else is the man. Is Samoa Joe. You saw him too. He's like, when I run into the real RVD, it's always the most random places and it's always awesome. Rob, tell us about it.
Yeah. So the story behind that is one time it was Rob's birthday and we were having a birthday party for him in the middle of a casino. It was like the bar in the middle of the casino.
At Hard Rock.
At Hard Rock, yeah. And then he happened to be walking by and then joined his birthday party. So I was like, that's so perfect, like how it just worked out. But anyway, we were walking in Tampa Airport. This was after Hogan's funeral, and I was like, is that Samoa Joe? And then it was.
Yeah.
How
Yeah.
about that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've known him for a long time. Good guy, from California. We both had a mutual friend in Justin McCauley a long time ago.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, crazy Justin.
Yeah. Yeah. And so that's how I would hang out with Joe and sometimes rolling around on the mat, jiu-jitsu and that kind of wrestling and stuff, and Samoa, knew a lot of the techniques and stuff. So going with him and being able to being strong and giving him a good strong opponent, but not knowing the technique and stuff was a good place to be. But he was always around that too, like because that's what Justin did. His brother owned LA Boxing in Newport, California, and they had the ring and the gym and everything, and that's always been a big part of their lives. And so when I hung out with those guys, usually that's what we were doing, with stuff like that. But I was at Samoa Joe's wedding, actually, now that I think about it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. How about that?
Yeah.
So did you know him then before TNA? Before like you guys worked together in TNA?
Oh yeah.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Nifty.
Before I was in TNA, I don't know about him.
Okay. Yeah. Because I'm trying to think when he went to TNA. It might have been like 2006 or something like that.
Is he the only Samoan that's not in the Samoan family?
Probably.
Yeah, I think he might be. I think it was like him and Jimmy Snuka. I don't think Jimmy Snuka. Well, is Jimmy Snuka Samoan? Maybe.
I don't know. I just figured if they tried hard enough, they could find it. They could find
The lineage somewhere, right? Right? Yeah. All right, let's hit a couple more super chats here. Let's make sure I cover everything. Oh, here's a good one for Katie.
Yay.
Gem the Dawn. Thanks for the $2. Who was Katie's favorite wrestler growing up?
Growing up, I wasn't a wrestling fan. I got it as an adult, and because I went to WWE to be a Rosebud, and I fell in love with the sport then. So I was like, I need more. So I borrowed a ECW DVD from someone, and then I know it sounds from Luke, who owns Wildcat Sports. He's the reason I went to WWE because he was my gym friend. I knew him through training. Anyway, so yeah, he is the one that introduced me to the whole sport, and then I borrowed his ECW DVD, and it sounds cliche, but of course Rob was my favorite one on there.
favorite.
Yeah. Well, I loved WWE because it was just so cool when I found wrestling, and then when I found ECW, I was like, this is even cooler. Like it was like ratchet, and I loved the violence and creativity in it. And then Rob's promo came up, and he was doing the splits, and I was just like, wow, his energy is so cool. And even like I was like obsessed from the first time I saw him on there. And I was like, I wonder if we could get him to come do a seminar here. Like I just wanted any reason to get to meet him. And I was like, I bet if he met me, he'd love me too. Like I just felt chemistry through the TV, which probably a lot of people do because you're such a cool guy. But but yeah, Rob was my favorite. He's still my favorite.
Oh yeah, heck yeah. How did you get? So what sparked you then to do the Rosebud thing and everything to that effect? If you weren't a wrestling fan, how did that kind of be like? Oh, I'll just go do this with WWE.
So I did fitness competitions. So I used to compete. So I would be in the gym every day, and Luke Hawx was my workout buddy. So he sent my photos to WWE, and they're like, "Yeah, bring her in to be a Rosebud." And so then I would do it when they were in Georgia or Mississippi or Louisiana or Texas. So, and then the first time I went out there and was introduced to the sport, I was like, this is how I want to spend my life.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Cool after that.
Yeah. Oh, that's so cool then. That's really cool. That's neat. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
And I forgot you were a Rosebud. I forgot that. Yeah. That's awesome.
Who else was in the Rosebud?
Becky Lynch was one. Ron Strowman was one.
There was somebody else too, I think. I can't remember who. But yeah, those were the ones. And it's so weird to think because I remember Adam Rose was one of the big deals down in NXT early on.
Yeah. And I did not understand the purpose of being an extra because I was thinking this is my time to shine. And so I come out and dance ahead of him.
You're like, he's like there, and you just like cut immediately in front of him. Hey.
Yeah, and they'd want us to wear like funny costumes, and I was like, I'm gonna be a cowgirl. Like I wanted to still be cute, and the other people are dressed up like a hot dog.
Right? Yeah. Like, get that shitty costume away from me. I'm not wearing
Yeah,
that.
like, everyone would make it so silly, and I was like, I just want to be a hot cowgirl.
That's it. Good stuff. Oh, look at Lovey. Look at Lovey. Here's a good question for you, Rob. This is Gem the Dawn. Who did the best work with Sabu besides RVD? Is there anybody that really stands out? That worked with, or Terry?
I think him and Terry made magic together.
Yeah, they really did.
Hardcore magic.
Yeah, they really did.
What do you think?
Did you hear that?
I did hear that.
How Barbie talks to us. She communicates with her little snorts. They're about to start wrestling on his lap.
Man, that's a good question because he would usually have a match with a good match with anybody. You know, like one memory that sparks in my mind was this might have been my first time, maybe first or second time at ECW Arena. It seems like it would have been my first because I think I wrestled Sabu my second, but I could be wrong about that. But I remember ECW was brand new to me, and I was looking, watching the show, like jaw dropped, couldn't believe the energy that those fans had and the things they were doing and the reaction that those things were getting. And it was all just brand new to me, and I was absorbing it. And I remember being up in what they called the crow's nest and watching through the curtain or whatever, and hearing the crowd react. And I was jealous of the people in the ring because they were having such a good match, and because the crowd was like so responsive, and it was Sabu and Chris Candido.
Wow.
Yeah. I remember thinking, damn, I'm jealous. I was I was wishing I was in there with Sabu instead of Chris.
That should have been me.
Yeah. They were eating out of his hand, and they loved Sabu. He was like a god there. And before RVD came along, they didn't have anybody like that could tie Sabu's boots, so to speak.
How about that? Yes.
Respectively.
Yeah.
Subjectively, prospectively, irrevocably.
Hey, we know this answer, but Joshua Burchell, thanks for the $2. Did RVD know the Insane Clown Posse growing up?
Yeah, growing up, meaning when I was like 19. Yeah, that's when I met him, and we all came from the same area. On their first album, they had The Wizard of the Hood. That was Inner City Posse, ICP, and they had Eminem, they had Kid Rock on there.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yes, sir.
Another Michigan legend.
There's another. I can't think of who the third big star is that I'm thinking, but yeah, Joe Bruce used to come out sometimes to the Sheik's ring. He would come out to my ring in Battle Creek when I had my ring set up, and my first few shows that I was on, he was on some of them, and so not really growing up, but growing up in the business. We were still kids. Not by law necessarily, but definitely by life.
Right. No, that's pretty awesome. It's so cool. I had no idea. When you brought Violent J on here for one of our for our Christmas episode.
Yeah.
But yeah, I had no idea that you guys like grew up in the business together like that and that early on. It's pretty neat.
Yeah, Rob, Violent J, Kid Rock, they're all Michigan legends.
All Michigan legends. Yeah.
Josie.
Oh yeah, Josie. I met Kid Rock at Hogan's funeral.
Oh yeah, he was there too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw him. Did I see it? No, I just heard he was backstage when I was at Ric Flair's last match. Apparently, he was backstage too, but I didn't see him. But yeah, is he a pretty nice guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, Kid Rock.
That's the only side I know of him. You know, I mean, there's.
Yeah.
Yeah, he always has been. My relationship with him, it was usually just him always trying to get Joe C to go to work, and Joe wanting to hang out with me and hear about wrestling stories and smoke weed. You know, so he would always be like, we'd be in their lunchroom or something if he's at a show, and Joe would be like, if you see Bob, let me know. He's looking for me. Let's maybe go do this MTV interview, but I don't want to do it now. You know, I want to get high. I'm like, bro, go do that. That's MTV. It's huge. You know, and he'd be like, I can do it later though. I'm supposed to have a break.
But you only live to be 26, so it's good he prioritized fun.
Right. Absolutely.
He still reached and touched a lot of people.
Yeah.
Yep, for sure. I know he was a big part of that act too. Him and Kid Rock were like a tag team basically.
Yeah. But actually, it's just Kid Rock, and then the rest of the band he just like rented.
No, wow.
Yeah.
That's a way to keep all the money.
Yeah.
Wow.
Something trailer or truckers or something.
Oh, I think you're right. Yeah, something. I can't remember what they were called, but yeah, you're right. I think.
Yeah.
I just remember him being a good villain in Joe Dirt.
I need to rewatch that.
That's such a great. Oh man, one of my favorite comedies.
I saw it like when I was a kid, but I'm like, it'd be so much better now as an adult when I understand it.
Yeah. If you saw My Girlfriend, you'd shit yourself. Frankie Chorizo, a mafia question. How did so many mafia hitmen never get caught?
They didn't have social media. They didn't tell on each other.
Right. And they must not even had as many security cameras back in the day. You know, like there's cameras everywhere now. So like if you go back like to the 30s, then you know, like when Murder Incorporated was fucking taking contracts to just murder people for money, there wasn't security cameras. If someone didn't see you do it, you pretty much got away with it because there was no DNA testing, and you just had to have the balls and the know-how to get somebody in the right spot in a dark corner, shit like that, where there's no witnesses, because even when the cops or federal investigators knew, they couldn't prove it, and if they can't prove it, then there was just like nothing going on. And that wasn't just the 30s, but I go back to the 30s because that was like so old. Like people were just like, it was almost like Wild West. Like people were just finishing, you know, just shooting to protect their families and their property. It was like, I mean, society was just coming together with all these different ethnicities and shit. And it was a much more violent time than now needs to be, because now, you know, without the thugs and gangsters out there shooting each other and crazy people, without that, you know, what do we got to do? Go to the grocery store and buy our milk. It's not like back in the day where someone's going to come and shoot your cow and your family's going to starve and not have enough food for the winter. You know what I mean? Like it was like surviving back then when there wasn't nearly as many people. Every time you go back, you know, 10, 20 years, you got to go way down in population. There wasn't as many people either. So that's always a factor too. Like everyone knew each other. Everyone that was famous knew all the singers, movie stars, politicians, mobsters. They all knew each other because the world was so small.
Yeah, all connected in the higher up area too. It's wild to think about. Super wild.
Yeah.
Let's see. We got a couple more here. Thanks, Maddie. Gifted another membership. Holy smokes.
What?
Maddie. You're the man,
It's
Maddie.
a machine.
Maddie, I tell you what, you pick the match that you want me to watch, and I'll review it, and that will be the match.
Awesome.
What'd you do for a show last week?
So I did our very first ever interview. It was before we even did the podcast. It was literally like you were promoting Headstrong, and I was working at Whole Foods, and I went into the break room. I went into like a little warehouse area and just put you on speakerphone and recorded the conversation for like 20 minutes.
Cool.
So yeah, so that's what I did. And then I did clips from the independent wrestling show. I was at the IWC where I interviewed my brother and I interviewed 2 other people and got their thoughts on you and stuff like that. And the one referee actually refereed a big time wrestling match between you and Sabu. So
that might be the one I saw on Instagram, but I had the noise off. I had the noise off, so I don't know what it was about, but I think it was a referee.
Yep. That's what it was. That was what it was. It's from that episode. So that's what I did last week.
That was cool how you were backstage at SummerSlam and you were interviewing WWE talent.
So that was the press junket and stuff that they do. So it was media day. And so I went around. I got Charlotte Flair. I got Braun Breaker, Lyra Valkyria. And then R-Truth. I got
R-Truth. I saw that one.
So I'm going to post those ones up. I'm going to share them with ad-free shows and stuff. Conrad's thing.
That's awesome. And that WWE trusted you to have that job.
Yeah. It's a lot of it's fun to do. I like going there and doing that kind of thing in the media. I'm big into doing the journalism, quote unquote, and media stuff. So it's fun. Thank you. I appreciate that, Katie.
Out here in Nevada, we don't really have a lot of bugs. Like we leave our doors open all day, and there's like a time of year where flies will be a problem just for like a week or two. It's I don't know if it's after raining season or whatever the fuck, but mostly no. And same thing like with spiders. In LA, I had so many spiders all over my trees. I hated it. And anyway, one thing that we do see every once in a while is scorpions.
Ooh.
Yeah, they're huge.
Yeah, so we got, we saw some the other day where Katie's thinking, we got to baby-proof the place. And so we called some exterminators, and I learned a few things. And I think that you will find this interesting. Scorpions don't have an exoskeleton, so they're translucent, I think is the word, and they glow in the dark under black light.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was like we were ghost hunting. We went out there with the exterminator. He came like the next day, and we went out there, and he was showing them to us, and they were like on the trees, on the wall. It was crazy seeing that under the black light.
Had no idea there was that many, and it's nighttime with the black light, and they're so perfectly shaped, right?
Yeah.
Every one of them is shaped like the artwork on Sting's outfit or something. It's so perfect.
Yeah, just what varies is the size. There's tiny baby ones and then Big Mac Daddies.
Big Mac Daddy one.
Wow. Trees and fucking on the sidewalk and the walls. He showed us more than I've seen in the 7 years we've lived here.
Yeah.
Wow. I didn't know they were there, but pretty interesting fact though.
Yeah.
Interesting. Holy smoke. And I didn't know they didn't have an exoskeleton. I thought they did.
And that's what the guy told me. These ones bark scorpions, I think they're called, and they apparently are among the deadliest because of the amount of toxin that's released from their tail sting or whatever. Mm-hmm. But most people don't die from it, so it's weird they can be the most deadliest, and most people. But it says AI and a couple things I've seen said that if they sting you, it feels like lightning struck you. But it goes away in a couple of days.
And somebody commented that it gives you the nastiest shits for 3 days.
Seriously?
Well, I just read a comment that said it.
Scorpion sting? Dang it.
Someone in our room.
Man, imagine if you sting puts you in the scorpion deathlock, and that's you get the nastiest shits from doing that.
Imagine waking up to that because they like bedding. I found them like in the clothes pile, like when we got back from our trip. They're in the dirty clothes.
Really?
And, so they like bedding. So that scared me to wake up to something like that, or our dogs getting stung.
Oh yeah. Oh man, I wouldn't like that. That's what I'd be worried about. Pets or kids or anything like that.
Yeah.
Hello to Kyle Whitaker. Looking at the chat.
Ooh, what's up, Kyle?
Hi to
Yeah.
JT. You said you watched the Hulk Hogan TMZ doc.
Yes, I did. Yes. What did you think of it?
I liked it.
It's good. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember anything that was supposed. I don't remember anything standing out as real special. I don't remember. Did we learn anything new?
Mm-mm.
I didn't learn anything really new either too much. I really liked the Jimmy Hart story about him like helping out the Make-A-Wish kids and then like
I love that
him
part.
getting
That really
emotional. I
made me
thought,
cry.
yeah.
That was so sweet when he was feeling the kid's muscles. He said, "Wow, you're so strong. I need to borrow your strength for tonight." And then the kid's like, "I have 2 of them."
I know.
Yeah,
I was like,
So cute.
I was like, I can't believe he just took that strength from that kid that needs it.
That made me cry. That was so sweet.
That was really sweet. Yeah, that was really sweet. But yeah, when I tuned in, I was like, oh man, is this going to be like really sensationalist and stuff like that? But I think overall, and it was TMZ, so I'm like, I kind of had my suspicions, but they did a pretty good job. You know, they covered everything in I think a pretty fair manner from what it sounded like.
Yeah, like the Mark Henry on it.
Mhm.
You know, it mentioned that I don't know, like even I don't know if this is probably a thought I should keep to myself, but Vince talking about Hogan's racial slur, you know, I think that maybe I think prospectively that in the overall picture that could validly be played down a little over it. It's not like it's not like he murdered somebody, you know, and just hearing Vince say, you know, like he's a person, he makes mistakes, and he did make a mistake, and it was a really bad one, and he did pay for it. However he put it, I just thought, and he's right, but I just thought, you know, that man, for knowing Hulk like I know him, and then knowing that there's so many people that just choose to hate him, that don't even know him, but they hate him because of the little bit that they know about him. For me, it felt like those comments supported that kind of a consequence or punishment, really.
Like of that thought process of that, like, yeah, I get what you mean.
Yeah, I mean, I say this every week, you know, but if somebody is a racist, I don't need other people and society telling me that I need to hate this person because he is a racist. And I'm not saying, you know, that Hulk is or isn't. I mean, you heard him in his own words say that he is a kind of or whatever. So the point is moot. I'm just saying either way, it could be anybody. It could be you. You know, if it turned out that you hate a certain race of people and you feel really strong about it, you know, I might think that makes you stupid. But if everyone tells me that I need to hate you, and they're telling me I need to hate you worse than an adulterer, I need to hate you worse than a wife abuser. You know, like shouldn't I be able to choose for myself, like which is a worse person, and whether that has anything to do with where I meet this person on? You know what I mean? Right,
exactly. Yeah.
So having said that, there's so many people that think that Hulk's a horrible person, and I kind of also think if somebody doesn't want their kid to marry someone in a different race, I think they should have the right to have those feelings. You know, if it's a black family and they don't want their daughter to marry a white boy, I think they have that right. There's now the language, the slurs, all that. Those are crimes in today's society. But still, for me, I looking at the bigger picture and weighing out somebody that is a racist against someone that cheats on their wife, against someone that beats their wife, and let's assume in rap culture it's probably safe to assume, one, that they probably don't like racists.
Mm-hmm.
Two, they might be okay with beating women because it's cool to give them a pimp slap. And adultering is cool because they all do it and get busted all the time. Like Offset that cheated on Cardi B like over and over and over and over until finally it seems like it split him up. I mean, that's they choose their own values. Then they're like, oh, he said the N-word, he's the devil, But
Right.
they have that right, but we also have the right to take that into consideration with all the other factors that we want to include in there as well, even some that they're not including, like on, whether he's a good person or not, stuff like that.
Right. Yeah. Well, I think Mick Foley said it really good on the documentary. It was like, people are taking that like 3% that we've seen of Hogan there compared to the 97% the rest of that we've seen. And he's like, I just want to enjoy Hogan for the good stuff that he did and everything to that effect too. And I thought Mick Foley said it pretty nicely on there. So,
Yeah. But overall, I mean, I think that racism is stupid. Like when I picture when I picture especially extremists like Ku Klux Klan, it's a fascinating subject that these people really believe like they're a supreme race. And we can look at them like but if you go back in time, like everybody thought they were the supreme race, like we're just talking about with the Polish jokes and this and that and segregation. And it wasn't even that long ago, 100 years ago, it was like all different races and then you're taught to have all this pride and what you are and what's in your blood. And it's, there's a lot of thought when you really want to discuss it on a deeper level that people don't want to do. They just want to go with the easiest thing that they're taught is correct, and then they feel like they're doing a good job.
I was just thinking the other day too. I think I was at the grocery store and I was just thinking like, how stupid is it to be like, oh, that person doesn't look like me, so I don't like them. Or I don't like anybody that looks like them.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But let's say like let's say you're let's say you're in the Vietnam War. Okay. Now do you have a right to be prejudiced against Vietnamese people because you were over there shooting at them, they were shooting at you, even though these aren't the same people? I can imagine where in your head you've developed an opinion about them.
I think that's way more understandable. Like that you would like, say you're over there and like if somebody was saying like some racist crap about them, like in there, like they were all out in Vietnam, I would be like, well, yeah, they were over there. So like I'd give them a little bit of credence, I think, to that thought process. But it's like, that would make some sense in that regard. But also not understand the concept too at the same time.
So then would that be the same thing if you were like a white family that grew up in the projects with all black people and you had a lot of black bad experiences because they didn't like you being a white family and so you only saw them rude and then when you leave there you would carry that with you and think and feel that way. Now you developed an opinion about black people. The same thing, right?
Right. Yeah, no, it is the same thing. Like, cause it's like, cause if you grew up in that environment and that's how you learned everything about that, culture or, that race, that's something that would definitely put a mask over your face about it,
That's why you say you have to rewrite who you are once you're grown up.
Reprogramming.
Right. Well, the thing is too is so like I grew up in a small town, and barely any black people, and so but there was racism there, and people would say a lot of stuff and say things like that. And then when I go out in like Philadelphia or lived there for 5 years or Pittsburgh now, it's just like I'm around it and I'm like that. What is I never got that. I never understood that concept after the fact. It just didn't connect with me because I'm like, no, people are people, there's different cultures and, certain things like that. I was like, but, there's asshole white people too,
For sure.
Yeah. So, all right. We'll close out with a couple more super chats here.
Hey, what about, this might be in there. Somebody might be asking about, but
what is it?
So am I understanding right that WWE allegedly invited Bret Hart to SummerSlam and then he went there and they didn't have a seat for him?
That's what I heard. And I also heard that they didn't have a seat for Undertaker either because somebody walked in on the Undertaker just watching it on a TV backstage or something.
That sounds like they're assuming a lot if they're just going by that.
Yeah, he could have wanted to just watch it from the backstage.
Yeah, he could have just been wanting to hang out and not want to sit in the crowd or anything.
Yeah, who knows? That's not definitely. I'm not going to take that as evidence. But okay. First off, I got to know, like, did they fly Brett in, or did Brett fly in and surprise? Remember that invite he put? You know what I mean? Like, I got to know that.
We should have Brett on the show to tell the story himself.
Yeah,
that would be awesome.
I mean, if they invited him, sent him his itinerary, here, we'll put you up in the hotel, we're flying you in, boom, 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 and then hey, we'll pick you up from the hotel in the limo and bring you to the SummerSlam, and then hey, we got you, and then like you know what I mean? Is that what happened? Or
I have the quote here, Rob. I just dug it up. So Hart explained that he was invited by the company to attend the show and was told he would be featured on camera in the crowd. However, the plan fell apart upon his arrival. He says, I went to SummerSlam, they invited me down, and then they told me they wanted me to be in the crowd, Hart said. And then they told me once I got there that they didn't have any seats for me. Hart then noted that he saw another WWE Hall of Famer was given a seat, which he added his feeling of being disrespected. He said, but I noticed Kevin Nash got a seat, so I don't know. I don't feel that WWE, I maybe finally realized that I don't think they fully appreciate me, he concluded. So there's also a no comp rule. On today's Wrestling Observer Live, Brian Alvarez explained that due to the high ticket sales, WWE has recently instituted a strict no comp policy for many of its events. They've been selling a lot of tickets lately. It's actually been over a year since a lot of the shows that there's no comp rule. We're taking main event wrestlers that are unable to get their families in because there's no seats. They've sold everything. And I can attest to that too, that there is a no comp rule.
That's crazy. So they have to buy their family tickets to come see them.
Yes. It's like you can't get tickets. I know I used to have an in to get me tickets and stuff, and I lost it because of that. So
even when I was a Rosebud, they were like, do you want any comp tickets?
Wow. Yeah. Right. Yeah. How about that? So
I mean, he's not wrong, right?
Yeah, no, right? Like if you get the invite, you'd think you'd get a seat and you'd be shown.
I would be pissed if it was me, and I think that him, like drawing all the money that he did for WWE, but not even just about that, but just who he is, everything that goes along with being Bret Hart, like that sounds nasty, intentional, like they're fucking with them. I don't know. I mean, they say things are changing, and then you hear that, and then what about we were talking earlier about with Cross and them saying, okay, you got to answer this in 24 hours, and we're not going to tell you how we came up with the numbers. We just need your answer. We're not going to, from what I understand, we're not going to tell you if we're going to get Scarlett a job or not until after you sign, and then we'll deal with that. I mean, it's like I don't know, but just hearing that, even trying to fill in the blanks with possibilities as much as I can, it still sounds kind of like a little nasty politicking, reminiscent of yesteryear to me. Are things that much different?
right? Like Bret Hart too. He's like kind of known as Mr. SummerSlam. He's had so many great matches at SummerSlam, like Bulldog, Mr. Perfect.
He's kind of a big thing.
Yeah, kind of a big deal. Yeah. So I thought that was wild too when I heard that.
My story that can relate to that is when I was working with Bad Business Bobby in Dildo Hines, and then we were doing a signing, but Hall of Fame was starting early, and they had to take off and miss like the last hour or something from the convention, and Bobby said no problem if I could get Dildo into it.
Oh God.
And so I checked, and they said they put him out in the crowd, no problem. And then they were going to have me and Katie right next to the door where everyone comes in and out to walk, so we'd have plenty of camera time. And we were like, okay, cool. Then that night when we show up and everything is happening, they don't have that seat out in the crowd. Would it be okay with us if Dildo sat with us
on the stage, like
on the fucking stage with all the wrestlers?
What?
Yeah, so it looked like he was like a special guest or a child or something.
And they hadn't turned on me and decided, that I was a piece of shit yet then. So. And we were all still good. And anyway, so I had to have Dildo with us, and we always laughed and said people are going to think he's our little special kid, little Dilly, and also because of that, because we needed 3 seats, they had to move us and like put us like way down on the end. We got very, very little camera time, and X-Pac got our seats, and you see him
in every
clip when someone walks out there and stuff.
And it's the biggest honor to go to a Hall of Fame ceremony and sit on the stage and with all the talent and legends. He did not deserve that.
No, I should have said no.
Should have
said no, but it was like he's already there.
Yeah, what the fuck, Dildo?
Yeah. But anyway, I mean, they should have had a seat for Brad. That's crazy. I don't know. I can't imagine, trying to hypothetically hypothetically, you really can't and wouldn't pull out some young kid and give Brett their seat.
Right.
Even ask for volunteers,
Even if it was for a little bit, like when we went, we didn't sit there the whole show. Like they
True.
just cycled them.
Yeah.
Like they cycled someone out and put Brett in there.
True. Like they did at the ringside for
Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
That's
so yeah, I don't get it.
It's funky. I don't get it either. It's very weird.
Brad gets a lot of heat for complaining or being bitter or whatever, but gotta tell you, man, I'm not hearing no lies with this.
No lies detected.
Did you see the thing he said too about like not hurting people, like in how
yeah, he agreed with that too.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, the chop statement.
Yeah, with the chops.
With Gunther and that whole thing, right? So I've always felt like this, like if somebody wants to chop me and bam, really lay it in there hard, they're hitting me really hard. There's no exception for me if it's a chop or not. Mm-hmm. So I'll take it, but you're going to take one too.
Yeah.
That's how I see it. If you chop me really hard, then that's cool. But you got to also be cool with either a forearm to the face or when I kick you, it's going to be snug, just like that chop, because they try to chop you hard as they can. I'm not a chopper. I hate that there's a chop fest every single match. We've talked about that, unless that's changed in the last few weeks, that fad. But yeah, like some people, that's their thing. And like Big Show used to go,
ow.
Shh, and the whole arena, everyone would get like really, really quiet. And he would take my strap off and, Bear, and he would go, bam. Oh, I'm sorry, doggies. Scared the shit out of my dog. Sorry. Oh. You guys, they weren't listening to the story, I guess. But anyway, and his hand is so big, and when that comes down, bam! I dare say, I don't think that most people in the crowd watching would be able to take that. Yeah. You know, us, because we're wrestlers and we're used to it, it's like, bam! All right, motherfucker. You know, but I'm not going to have to worry so much about pulling this top rope kick to the side of your face here because, you know, because you just invited me to do that. That's how I see it. So I agreed with Brett when he was saying, you know, that there's not a extra leniency just because you think a chop is okay and somehow different than any other shot. I wasn't taught that. I don't believe that is the case. If you chop me, you know, I'll give you my version of a chop, and my chops are probably not going to be chops.
Right. Yeah, I know. It's like I think like the chop. I'm not into the chop fest stuff. I hate it. I think it's stupid. Like it's like that's not how you fight people.
Right. Yeah. Brett said that too. Right.
Yeah. It's not like
yeah. You know,
I'm not going to throw a chop at somebody if I'm in a fight with.
But if you are throwing stiff chops, then you've decided it's a snug match. That's how I feel.
Right. Yeah. Which makes sense. Yeah. Interesting topic. Couple super chats. Bash Nagata. He just says Don Rickles had some really funny jokes about serving in Korea. And nowadays they've considered racist. I'm sorry, they're just funny. Don Rickles was hilarious though. He ripped on everybody. Don Rickles did.
Oh yeah, and I mean. And he's, you know, 70s and 80s, maybe even 60s. But the thing is, and I always say this, you got to realize when you're looking at the whole bigger picture, when you go back in time, 2 years before I was born, the state told you to be racist. It was the law. If you're black,
all right,
you don't have the rights that white people have, and that's why they're still pissed at us. And that, you know, and it wasn't us, just like it wasn't them, you know, that we hold everything for, that because we grew up in Brooklyn in a bad neighborhood, or because of the Vietnamese people that were shooting at us in the jungles, and that's not them now that we're mad at the grocery store. Just like we're not the people that had slaves and stuff, you know, but. When slaves were, that's a horrible history to have. And then when they were released, it was still hold them back as much as you can, keep them from getting any of our rights or jobs or any right to life. And they fought that as much as they could all the way until 1968, 67, 68. With the civil rights, it was like it was the law. That was the norm. Like now, like to be racist and treat any race differently just based on the race, it's stupid. You're a bigot if you think that your race is really somehow superior. And them just 56 years ago, it was the law. You know, like they had to go in a different door. They had to give their seat up on the bus. They couldn't go in swimming pools that are public. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff, and I didn't get a strong enough education on it when I was a kid because it wasn't a real big part of our society. And so, you know, as an adult, everything I've learned, it's amazing that this was the norm. But people have to wrap their head around that, though. Especially when you get older than me, like when you get people that are 60s, 70s, they lived in that time when the law told you that you have to be racist.
That's true. That's a good point too.
The law. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. That's true. That is true.
Shout out to Frankie because he said that this episode is better with me on it.
Yeah.
This has been a good one. Katie makes them better. She sure does. You sure do, Katie. It's fun to have you on here.
I used to be shy, and then each episode I feel more and more comfortable, and I don't feel shy anymore because y'all are my people.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, we love having you on here. It's great. It's so fun. This is a question for you, Katie. John Redendo for Katie. An impact in 2020, you took a pile driver from Sammy Callahan. Who pitched you taking that from Sammy? Was it you, Sammy, or was it The Office?
I guess Sammy's idea. It's probably his move.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But something random was like I had this like I was already just going like, well, okay. I had my OnlyFans was really popping in that year, and then I had a fan that was like, "I'll pay you $500 to take a pile driver." Or something like that. And then like that just happened to get pitched. So I was like, dope, I'm getting my booking fee and I'm getting paid extra by the fan taking this move.
Wow. Double whammy right there.
Secrets.
That was then.
Yeah.
How about that? That's crazy.
Which, I mean, that's not what I do all the time. That was just a random coincidence at that time. So that just worked out really cool. And then yeah, I don't remember whose idea it was, though. It just was a cool coincidence.
Yeah, how about that? Nice. You got paid an extra $5K, $100 for it. Can't beat that. Can't beat that at all. Holy crap. All right, I'm going to plow through these super chats here real quick. Mackenzie L., have you considered posting some of your singlets on your Only Wrestlers page? I use them as reference photos to make attires in the game. Wow.
He wants to keep them.
Oh, I think he just means pictures, though.
I think so too. Yeah, I don't think I mean to sell.
Yeah.
No, I mean I've had a collection before of them somewhere online. I don't know. Damn, that could have been so long ago. That could have been a MySpace thing, or it could have been a RobVanDam.com thing. I don't remember. But no, I haven't. That would probably be cool, but man, what would I have to do? I guess go through and take a new picture of everyone. Well, I don't know.
There's a picture of you in the ring.
Oh, well, there's collections like that on YouTube and stuff.
Yeah, there's a website called Crazy Tights or something too that I've seen that they put a lot of your singlets up on there, your old singlets on there. They're not really high quality images, but they're up there.
Yeah, well, I haven't.
Yeah. Hunter won. Hunter won. RVD Rolling Thunder to Suzuki in 2004 got me back into wrestling. Was that a fun match? Tag team champions. You wrestling Suzuki in WWE. I think it was you and Ray in that tag match, and that was Suzuki and Rene Dupree, right?
Okay, yeah, I think so. So yeah, they were teaming during that match when Bob was mad at him and stuff. That was 2006, so I guess they were tagging for a while then, huh? Yeah. All right. Anyway, I don't recall the exact match. You know what I mean? For me, the job was the challenge of trying to have the best match regardless of who I'm in the ring with. And that's how I'm doing my best job, is when I can leave afterwards and feel like, cool, you know, I enjoyed it. It was fun. I think the crowd liked it. And I think it was good for all of us, showcasing what we bring to the match and stuff. And I got a pretty good record with that. You know, it's not very often at all that I leave afterwards thinking, that match was this shit. It's not what
Nah. And everyone always says that their best matches were with you.
Heck yeah. Make them stand out because you're one of a kind, Rob.
I take everyone's finishes the best.
Yeah.
Right. I thought they'd be used against me, but it's not. You're not too bad anyway.
No, right?
I could have ended up a jobber for life by taking everyone's finish the best.
Yeah.
People loved how I took the pile driver.
You did. I remember that. I remember you seeing it. Mm-hmm.
Thank you. I still see clips of that, so people really like that. So I'm glad I could take it good because he's the king of it.
He's the king of taking that pile driver. That's popping up like that.
I remember the match. Me and Randy before I left in 2007.
This is a fake match.
I know.
Okay.
I remember that match.
Games are on. You watch the TV a lot during the.
I know people comment a lot.
You know what? Like I like my whole career. They always give us these games, and I have both the video games and all the pay-per-views from all the years when I was in WWE, and I have them still in the plastic wrapping, and I have them in comic book boxes. And I don't get a chance to see the actual games a lot. Once in a while, we might be at some kind of appearance where the video game is there or part of it, but I'm not a gamer. Used to be as a kid, but so long ago that the graphics were way different. So I still, especially when I see something, like them doing like my 360 dropkick, which I haven't seen anybody else steal. And it's like, well, someone had to do that to wear the suit, I guess, with the sensors on it, and then get them to record it, because I didn't do that.
There's a picture of you and
that one. Boom.
Wow. There's a picture of you and
Love
John
it.
Morrison wrestling each other through video games. Like y'all are playing video games together and wrestling each other.
Oh,
through the video games.
it must have been an appearance.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so it is distracting, and I'm impressed. It looks awesome.
No, I mean, some of these graphics are just crazy nowadays too, when it comes to all that stuff. And I'm horrible at video. I used to be a big gamer too. I'm horrible at them now. Wrestling ones, I'm not that good at.
I think Virtua Fighter was the last of my games. If anybody knows that game.
Oh, I remember Virtua Fighter. Yeah.
The last time I played was Duck Hunter.
Duck Hunt. Really?
Yeah.
Man, that's like way back when.
Yeah.
Gun, you had the gun too, and you shoot at the screen.
Yeah.
Pong. Yeah, I gave him that move.
What move did you give Randy Orton? Let the people know.
The DDT when your feet are on the second rope.
Oh, you gave him that move?
Yes, sir.
Yes, that's awesome. How about that? That's one of his signatures too.
Yeah.
Maddie, he said he follows up about the people in Boston. They hid behind my gate. The guys hid behind his bait with baseball bats, so I punched one. Then I went and grabbed my chainsaw. Cracked heads.
Oh God!
Yeah, sounds like you made it out safely, and that's good. Yeah, but I was only 18. The story I was telling you, but what I learned was, there's something. Like I said, keep your head on a swivel, because I was just totally focused on this guy and never even saw the other guy, and then that's what always happens. I watch on Instagram. I follow a lot of accounts that have fight scenes in the streets and stuff, and it's always like it'll start out one-on-one, and then all of a sudden when one guy has his back turned, the buddies run in and try to sucker punch him, and and it's like it's dirty, but there's no rules. It's survival out there at that point.
And it's hard to fight a crackhead because crackheads feel no pain,
right? It's like, yeah, that's it. It's
I
like
bet Maddie's chainsaw.
Yeah.
Maddie's chainsaw. That's it.
We learned that in Scarface.
In Scarface, right?
Yeah.
Maddie pushed it to the limit.
I'm glad you're safe, Maddie.
I am too. Yeah, me too, Maddie. You're the man. He sends me pictures of his farm and stuff like that with the horses and stuff. It's really, really cool.
Oh, I would love that.
Yeah.
Down under, yeah.
Yeah, way down under.
I would love to have a horse.
Man, I like horses. I'm awful at riding them though. Instagram a wrestling historian. Thanks for the Canadian $2. Were there plans for RVD versus Shane Douglas in ECW?
I don't know. There wasn't that I know of, but I wasn't, someone to put my ear to the office door ever in my career. So who knows? But it seems like he was mostly there when I was new, like my first year, 96, probably still 97, because in 96, we weren't even wrestling. Like I did the Raven in the corner. We didn't even wrestle like every single weekend at first in 96, when I started. And then it got much later. We're doing 3 or 4 days a week. But it seemed like Shane was one of the top guys when I was there. And then it seemed like he wasn't there anymore after like 97. And I was still on my climb. It feels like I'm on my way up. I know he was in that match in New Orleans where it was me and Sabu. There was him and Candido and Bigelow. I don't know who me and Sabu's partner was. Taz? Me and Sabu and Taz against Bam Bam Bigelow, Chris Candido, and Shane Douglas. And besides that, I only remember working him one time, and that was like early in '96. It was when I had my wrist was broken. When I wrestled Stevie Richards, same match that I broke his orbital. Sorry, Stevie. And I also broke my wrist. And how I did that with a stiff kick. Careless looking back at it, but he turned out all right. Look at him now. But with my wrist, I used to, when I would go up for the splash, I don't even know if that was my finish at the time, but I used to in the air do a bridge. I would arch my back and get a bridge out of it and then come down. And when I would come down, there was so much impact on my wrist, I broke it that night. Ooh. And so after that, instead of bridging back, I do the opposite, and I kind of crunch forward, bring my knees and my elbows a little bit, to try to get that height up there. But anyway, broke my wrist, got a cast on, got my thumb fixed in place with the cast. And that's the only reason that I remember being in the ring with Shane Douglas. It definitely wasn't a singles match. I don't know if it was a run-in or a tag match or what. I think it was at the Philly Arena, but I went to just grab him by the back of his head, and because my thumb was extended into the cast, my thumb went right into his eye. Oh. Yeah. And I thought it was funny, telling Sabu we thought it was funny, but now I know it was a really painful thing for him, and he had a scratched cornea and had to deal with, the consequences of that, and it was really painful. And I just remember thinking, yeah, my thumb, stuck right in his eye. I didn't even think about it. That's the only time I remember being in the ring with him, even when we toured Australia and he had Dominic Danucci with him.
Yeah,
recently.
That was fun. He was so funny. He would have the whole locker room cracking up.
Shane Douglas?
Yeah.
He's such a nice dude. I got to interact with him a couple months ago at the Bruno San Martino Memorial Show, and he was a nice guy. My brother Marcus, he got thrown out of him. He threw him out of a battle royal just a couple of years
ago.
And we saw him in the battle royal and the WrestleCade weekend.
Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah, he did. When we were in Australia, I remember walking into the laundry room, and he's just hiding around the corner. Boo! Scared, little silly, stupid shit like that. Just to keep us laughing.
Uh-huh.
That's so funny. Oh man!
And then the other jokes we can't tell.
Yes, we can.
My God.
There was a bunch of us in the ring taking pictures with the fans at this ECW in Australia. BC Dub. Shout out to Matt, the promoter. And the fan would come up there, and we're all standing looking at the camera, and right when
me and Melina were in the front.
And the fan would usually stand between them two. And right when before they would take the picture, Shane would either spank the fan, really, spank him really hard, or he said sometimes that he was shoving his thumb up their ass.
He did not do that.
That's what he said he was doing.
I think he said it just to make us laugh.
Probably. I couldn't imagine him doing it.
Sometimes, they would no-sell it, or they would look at Katie or Melina and think that they did it. That would be their story leaving, for the rest of their life.
Yeah.
Went to get a picture, and Katie Forbes
thumb up my ass.
I don't know if he was even really doing that. I think he was just popping the boys.
It's hilarious, though.
Yeah, he had us laughing so hard. In those photos, had to be the most genuine smiles because all of us were laughing so hard.
Oh, That's great.
I'm laughing now thinking about it.
I know. Some good shit. Oh, yeah. We gotta get him on. We gotta get Shane on here too.
Yeah.
I know that we were when ECW was on the grow, and we were getting 200 people, and then 400 people, and then 600 people. He got us hooked up there in Pittsburgh with the Beaver Dome, and we had like 5,000 people. I think it was like the biggest crowd, way biggest crowd for us. Maybe I think it was 5,300 people. At least that's what I was told. But and I know he had a lot to do with that because him living there and whatever his connection with the university is, I don't know. But shortly after that, I don't remember if he left the company or what happened.
Yeah, no, he
The Beaver Dome.
Beaver Dome. He went to WCW at one point. Like I think it was late 99, 90, late 98. I can't remember, but yeah. All right.
I guess that would be the reason that.
Yeah. Maddie here with this. Now, Maddie shared this video with me. I don't know if you remember this, but Eddie Guerrero cut a promo to Brock Lesnar about his addiction. It was on SmackDown. He said the promo Eddie gave to Brock. Thoughts? I loved the promo. It was great. I never saw it before. And I thought it was great. I don't know if you remember it, but he spoke with conviction. It was really, really well done. And it just spoke to how great Eddie was, I thought. But do you remember that, Rob, at all?
You want me to comment on it without you even playing it? Like, I don't know. From what, 2004, 2005? I don't know.
Yeah, it's from way back. So
no, I don't know what he said. I think I remember. Yeah, maybe because maybe part of it was in the Eddie documentary or something. I think I saw something where he's speaking passionately about having to build his way back up, to the top. I can't remember that much though. Yeah.
No, that's the one he's talking about because he said he had to he lost his kids and his family and stuff like that, and then.
Yeah, he sounds like he's crying when he's doing it, I think, right?
Yeah, he's pretty emotional when he's saying it. It was a good promo. It was a good promo. But yeah. I would play it. We'd get copyrighted though. It would be flagged. So but it's a good promo. All right, this is the final question.
Yay.
This is from The Real Goose. Thank you for the $2. What do you like more, flour or rosin?
He likes flour.
Flour.
This man loves flour.
Flour.
Yeah, that's my preference. I like to roll it in RVD papers or raw papers. Somebody in Bawwwston gave me. She had to hear that so much when we were at the table.
And still, every day since.
Yeah.
He plays that Sam Adams commercial over and over.
It's on so much.
Well,
Is it Sam Adams or is it Dunkin' Donuts?
Yeah.
Huh?
Is it Sam Adams or Dunkin' Donuts?
Sam Adams.
Oh, is it? Okay, I thought it was a Dunkin' Donuts commercial.
No.
They play the commercial during every one of the shows we watch.
Yeah.
And normally we fast forward through the commercials, but he plays that commercial. And when we were in Boston, they were playing that commercial too. So I've heard it like 200 times, and then he says it every few hours.
Yeah, I forgot what I was talking about. In Boston.
Flour and resin?
Oh, yeah. So I was just going to say, like, some fans gave me some doobies that they rolled with love. But, man, a couple of them were so skinny. They're like little toothpicks, right? And they still use white paper. So all you taste with the white paper is the paper, So it's crazy to think, like, a lot of people's only marijuana smoking experience could be based on so many things. Could be because it's white, nasty paper. It could be rolled really shitty. Like, a lot of people roll really shitty and don't seem to care. Could be shitty weed, and because of all that, it could be somebody's opinion forever. But I tried weed once, so it's not for me.
Like Boston weed sucks.
Yeah, there's something like that. They generalize. Yeah, like that. It's crazy.
Weed sucks up in Boston.
So no white papers, unless they're thin hemp papers, in which case a lot of times I have a problem with the glue sticking. But if they're cool and they're thin and they're bleachless and you know, and you don't taste it, then the whole experience is different. Especially when you're smoking good weed that tastes good, that expands in your lungs and feels good and picks you up. If that's what you're looking for, total different experience than smoking what I'll call headache weed.
Oh yeah. Well, there you go, everybody. Just so you know, that's the kind of the non-bleached papers, not white.
If you're gonna bring me a doobie at the signings, don't have white paper, and I roll them about that thick, about like a pen.
Yeah.
That's how
Yours
they
are a little
always
thicker.
turn out. A little thicker than a pen.
I
Well,
think
I'll take that over the toothpicks.
There you go.
I say yours is probably
You
this
can't
thick.
taste it.
Oh, yeah. When I see you pull out a doobie, it looks about that size. It does
Yeah.
look
He used to smoke on the show before I was pregnant and doing it with him.
Good point.
Yeah.
Good point. Yeah, and the reason I'm smoking rosin now is I just grabbed a pen to hit every once in a while during the show because Katie, since she's pregnant, I'm not smoking the flower that's close to her and having her in a big cloud of smoke. The little vape cartridge, you know, that's not even, doesn't even smell like marijuana smoke.
Yeah.
It's a different animal, and just once in a while I'm blown away. But anyway,
No secondhand smoke to our babies.
no.
Yeah.
But on the road, usually I will have a pen and hit it like during the signings when I'm at the table. You know, rosin or some oils, whatever. Like, not super picky, but this is nice and I appreciate it from Indo Stick.
Indo. Check it out,
Our
everybody.
sponsor. Our sponsor, along with Maddie, the Australian marijuana man.
That's it, Matty Marijuana. Shout out.
Wonder.
It's so funny. I'm such a novice. I thought they maybe misspelled resin, so I was like, flour or resin, or is that rosin? So I didn't even know rosin was rosin.
Yeah, all concentrates, and they got their place, but I prefer the flour.
The flour. Well, cool. This has been quite the episode. Holy smokes, we caught up.
Fun.
This was a lot of fun. This was a blast.
Good times.
Very good times. Guys, be sure to sign up for onlywrestlers.com if you haven't. Get yourself an account and check out all the wrestlers that are on there. There's pages and pages of talent on there. New talent and established talent that you can check out. Rob and Katie are on there. Fonzie's on there. Tessa Blanchard, ICP or Violent J's on there. So be sure to check all that out. So many names.
Chat with each other in the chat room, too.
That's it. It's a communal aspect. So do that too. Sign on up. Onlywrestlers.com. Free to sign up. And then Rob's free. Katie's free. And then get ready for those Only Wrestlers shows upcoming too down the pipeline. You got a couple lined up on there too. So
Yeah, one's in Chicago, and before that, San Antonio. Not exactly sure the date, but we'll let you know in plenty enough time. And before that, I will be at the Ottawa Comic Con. Are you going to that with me?
Yeah.
Ottawa Comic Con coming up like soon-ish, first week of September, I think.
Yeah.
all right, couple weeks. Well, cool. Yes, be sure to follow Rob at The Real RVD and follow Katie at Katie Forbes for Real.
For real. Katie Forbes, the number 4 real.
For Real on Instagram, right?
Yep.
And then the Katie Forbes on X.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Well, this has been a fun one. Dang, Rob, look at those arms. Jacked. Look at Lovey. All right. Thank you all for tuning in. And we'll see you all next time here on One of a Kind with who? With RVD and KT. See you guys next time.
Peace out, ho.